All right, guys, welcome back to Weekly Whiteboard. We are here today to discuss the next part of the clean. Last week we discussed the power clean and its benefits. This week we're going to discuss the jerk, and specifically the split jerk. Most of the time, I'd say about 80 to 85% of the time, athletes are better off doing a split jerk when it comes to a 1 rep max than they are to a push jerk or power jerk or squat jerk. Okay, so I'm just showing you the split jerk here. After we stand up out of our clean, or if we're just doing jerks, we're taking it out of a rack. We're gonna have the bar in contact with our shoulders. With a nice good dip drive, we land in our split and we stabilize the bar, and that's good. Let's get up. So there's a lot going on there. It's very simple movement. The reason for the split versus just getting under it in a push jerk is to add that extra stability. And a lot of us are limited in our mobility in the shoulders. So the reason for splitting, we get a nice stable base, and it's a little bit more forgiving on the flexibility in our shoulders. Oftentimes athletes can get to that position a little bit quicker, and that's what this movement rewards, is speed, okay? However, this is a very, very tricky movement to learn and to coach, okay? Because there's a very small margin for error. Any slight shift in weight distribution in the feet before we dip and jerk, or jerk while we dip and drive, it's gonna send the bar in crazy directions, and we're gonna fail our lift, okay? So the biggest thing is that we nail down that dip and drive, but we don't do that how you think, okay? We nail down the dip and drive by first being very, very comfortable in the reception. So a lot of different ways to go about this. So it depends what level of athlete you are. For beginners, we just want you to understand the reason why we dip and drive, the benefit of the dip and drive. Okay, then we can go from there. For intermediates, we're gonna really dial in having a nice, good, straight dip and drive, and then we're gonna pay attention to kind of that weight distribution in your feet in order to keep it straight. And then for advanced athletes, we're gonna look at the whole thing, and we're actually gonna try to keep the bar in contact with the shoulders as long as possible. Because a lot of athletes push a little bit early, and that's where a lot of faults can come into play, okay? So 3 different levels there of things to work on that we normally see. So here's a couple of drills. We're gonna go a different direction today because this is such a tricky movement to nail down. These drills tend to help us with our reception. So I'm gonna show you our first drill here. It's the split press. So she's actually gonna get right into her split stance. This one's good because we can actually take our time getting into our split. We can make sure, if this camera angle shows like the whole piece, we can make sure that she's wide enough, okay? We can make sure that her weight is just distributed evenly for the catch, all right? So we've got this knee here at a 90-degree angle. We've got all of her weight in her heel on this front foot. Her toe slightly turned in, her knee pressing out, okay? This is a good position here. We wanna make sure that this back knee is bent, and then the weight is on the balls of her feet in the back foot. So front foot, we've got the weight in the heel. The back foot, the weight is in the ball of the foot, okay? With enough space between, width-wise, to create stability. We should be very stable here. If I was to line up Em here and give her a good old rugby style tackle, she should be like solid as anything from this position. Okay, so once we've established that stable base, we've got that good foot, the good weight distribution in the feet, meaning our feet are evenly pressing into the hips. We can now start to press our bar in a strict press, make sure the hips don't rise. We're pressing down, feeling our lockout, and then back down to the shoulders. Okay, always returning to that rack position with the elbows up, all right? So Em made one little fault here, and I'm gonna call her out on it on the camera, because this is all about making mistakes and learning from them and being okay with that, okay? So Em's gonna pick that bar up, and We want to have discipline here, so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get very disciplined with these lifts, because that's what we need in Olympic weightlifting. Discipline is key. So we're gonna go back to that split. And this is a disciplined mistake, and many athletes make it. It's okay. Em's gonna press the bar for her last press. Good. Her last press. Just gonna leave it there.
Oh.
Yeah, go up. Now, she's gonna, yeah, there we go. Okay, she knew what she did. Okay, so just in case you don't, every time we work on the split jerk, we've got to ingrain it in our heads. When we're locked out and we're still in the split, we've got to recover back to a full stand before the bar returns out of that lockout. Okay, it's just getting that ingrained, because the last thing we want to do is go for that PR clean and jerk. We hit the jerk and we get so excited, we're like, yeah, we celebrate before we actually stand it up. Okay, so just remember to always get that ingrained in your head. And it seems like a small thing, but those little details is where these lifts are built. Okay, so second drill, we're gonna get that bar up overhead. So this one starts with the bar actually locked out overhead. We would just do a nice solid push press to get in there. Make sure we're nice and stacked. We've got our scap pinched. This one, we're looking for a nice straight line on the bar dropping perfectly straight. You can get a buddy to watch this, or that's the benefit of having a coach's eye or filming it. But we're gonna drift up to the balls of feet, and then we're just gonna drop to our split. Yep. Good, okay? So when we drift to the balls of our feet, we're gonna feel like we get pulled forward. You don't wanna get sucked forward to that front foot, all right? So Em, let's get that up overhead. And we're gonna watch Em as she kind of gets to the balls of her feet, but she actually jumps back to her back leg for even stability and even weight distribution through her feet. Very nice, and recover. Notice how when Em recovers, her front leg goes back, and then her back leg goes forward. Okay, we're gonna show you that recovery one more time. It's a really great drill to get comfortable receiving the bar. All right, so let's do drop jerk, up, and stop. And Em's gonna recover. We're gonna watch. Front leg goes back leg goes forward, meeting under her hip. Okay, that's good. Em, you can put the bar down. Thank you. So you saw in that recovery, very, very important that the hips stay in one spot. We're not moving our hips when we recover. We're recovering underneath our hips, because guess where our hips are? They're supporting the barbell, okay? So we don't want to move that barbell or our hips around. We want it to be stationary. So, two really good drills to be comfortable with receiving the bar. Okay, once we're comfortable receiving the bar, then we can go into the dip and drive. And I just want to show you, we'll have Em pick the bar up one more time here, and we'll show you a nice good straight tall dip and drive versus a drifting forward. And we'll slow down the dip so that you can see that, and then you can do a full jerk. So let's do one dip drive and then one jerk. Okay, so one dip down and up, okay, and then one jerk. All right, so watch Em, she's gonna go down and up, and then nice slow dip and drive and jerk. Okay, very nice. Weight distribution is very straight. You can see that. Now let's show one. We'll demo a bad one. Okay, so let's demo one where you got the weight going forward. Weight spills forward into the toes, and the bar gets punched out forward. Okay, and see how she didn't have to chase her bar? If she's got 80% or above jerking like that, she's not making that lift. Okay, maybe you can correct 80 to 80%, but you get my drift, okay? So, that's the jerk, and have fun with that one. Try it out.